everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Tara with Mayhem Crafty Cards, and today not only do I have a design team project for you, but I also have the super fun double interactive slimline card. That is a mouthful. So I went ahead and did some of the prep work already, just because it didn't take me no time at all to do the prep work. So I have a slimline card base, and I use this foil polka dotted paper. I have no idea where I got it from, but I found it and I knew I had to use it for this project. I also have 3 black strips of paper. I also cut out, I believe, 6 borders, 6 of the scallop borders, because I am running solo on foam tape. It's ridiculous. I just need to suck it up and go get it. So I have my vellum cut. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 3 black strips of paper, and I've made little notch lines in my vellum with a pencil. Because with this, you don't want to make your strips too far apart. Channel, that's what I'm thinking of. You don't want to make your channel too far apart. So I'm going to be using these double-sided foam strips from Doris. And this is the only double-sided tape that I have a lot of. Or should I say foam tape? Double-sided tape I have for days. Foam tape, not so much. So I went ahead and cut out all my letters from this set, and I used the Happy Birthday from the newly released Marquee set from the Rabbit Hole Designs. So this was so easy to fussy cut, and I am not a fussy cutter whatsoever. I will grab my scan and cut in a heartbeat. I don't like the fussy cut. So I went ahead and placed those on acetate. And I just kind of cut the acetate down. And what I used was, I had accidentally ordered, I think they're called cake collars. It's acetate that goes around the cake. And I got a huge roll, and it turned out to be fantastic. So for this double-sided foam strip, you want to make sure that you kind of get it in the middle of your strip, because you want your letters to be able to slide across there. So for the first one, what I should have done was made it a little bit closer to the top of that strip, because it's really the middle strip that you want to make sure that your foam tape is in the middle so that your letters can slide back and forth. So this stamp set is huge. It's a 5 by 6.5, and it's got so many fun phrases or so many fun words in it. Like, I used Happy Birthday. There's, hello, love, you, the hashtag, WTF, coffee. I mean, there's so many fun words in this set. And I knew as soon as I seen it, the Marquee Sign, I had to do it. So this one is not only a Marquee Sign, but it is an interactive, like the letters that you're seeing on the screen, on the acetate, they pop out. So you can add any phrase you want to. You can add any of the words you want, as long as they're backed on that acetate. So I took my vellum off my card base. Now that I kind of know where I want everything to be, I'm going to peel off the backing of this, which you guys will see me struggle with. And I kept a lot of this in because this is everyday card making. Like, it's not like a 5-minute card, unless it's something super simple where it takes you not even 5 minutes to make. But this one is very hands-on. And you want to make sure when you're placing your strips on your vellum that they're evenly spaced, or your letters are not going to slide and it's going to look kind of funky. So I always leave a little bit of extra acetate on my letters until I figure out how much I need to cut off. So after I put my letters in and kind of make sure okay, yeah, this is going to work, then I will take the backing off, which again, you guys will see me struggle with because this is real life. It is real life. And all of my letters are sitting in my bunny bowl, and I could not live without this thing. I have a lot of dexterity issues with my hands, so some things are very hard to grip. Super easy to grip this one. And I have others, but this one has been the easiest for me to grab a hold of. And I can, put my sparkle blends away. I can, put my letters in there, and it's just very easy for me to grab. So convenient. Here's where you're going to see me struggle with the foam tape. Trying to get this backing off. I mean, it's not hard to get off, but I do shake a little bit. So it tends to, want to fight me. I usually win, but sometimes, the foam tape wins. So after I get all the backing off on that very first one, I'm going to line that one up. And your top and your bottom aren't so much as important as your middle. I mean, yes, they are important because this is where your letters are going to sit, but it's that middle one that you want to make sure is, in the middle of the card. So I should have grabbed my T-ruler out to make sure that all these were straight, but it worked out. And luckily I was able to get them straight, and it peels right off the acetate super easily. So make sure you guys check out the description box because I have everything I use linked down there. And I usually keep, do announcements and things like that in my description box. And always, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I am so super quick to respond to everybody. Even if I don't have the answer right away, I will make sure that I get you the answer. I love interacting with everybody. And I just hit 400 subscribers, which still blows my mind. I am putting together a really nice giveaway for my 500 subscriber mark because I appreciate you guys so much. So this is what I'm talking about with the that center strip. You want to make sure it's really, it's in the space in the center of the card, because that made sense. You want to make sure it's lined up so that way you have that channel running on both sides of your foam tape, because that's where your letters are going to run across. And I would much rather have to cut off things than be too short, especially with a card like this. You want to make sure you have the extra length. So this is the bottom piece where I said I should have done top piece just like this, because you're going to run your letters through that bottom channel. So yes, back to, I am so blessed and astonished that I have this many people watching my video. I just started uploading at the beginning of the year, and I could never imagined being where I'm at today. I appreciate every single milestone that I hit, and 500 is going to be a super massive giveaway. I just feel like, you guys deserve it. You guys are watching me, and I cannot thank you guys enough. So make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. There's a lot of fun things coming out. So this is where I kind of measure my acetate to where it's going to slide. My letters are going to slide in between those channels. And you'll see me, try to cut it instead of holding it along that channel. But it works out because, I just pick it up and cut it. I mean, I knew where I was going to cut to begin with. Yeah, this card was super fun to make, and you can even add other letters to it. I mean, in the envelope. Like this one, I wouldn't say I would mail this one, and if you do, there's going to be extra postage. So you want to take your embossing buddy bag and run it along those channels, because if not, they're not going to slide and they're going to stick to that foam tape. I should have done that beforehand. And don't worry about anything being on the black, because it'll wipe right off. It's just like when you heat emboss. You put your embossing bag down there and it just wipes right off. So now you can see where I'm sliding my H in. Now all my letters, after I get them cut down, should slide easily across those channels. So you can even put, you can cut out some of the other words in this set and place them in the envelope, or, put them in a little bag for somebody, and they can interchange those letters as many times as they want to. And bonus, the card lights up. So, I mean, it's a win-win for everybody, I think. But this one, since I'm almost out of double-sided foam tape, I just went ahead and used some scrap cardstock I had. I made a bunch of frames, because once you want to have space for your battery pack to go. And these EZ-Lights are literally super easy to use. They're from Pear Blossom Press, And I will be sure to link her down below too. She just came out with an awesome marker bag. So for my happy birthday, for the marquee sign, what I did was I'm going to sandwich that in between two of the borders. And you're not going to see the brown. That's why I picked it, because it was pretty dark anyways. I found this to be the easiest to sandwich them, because then it still left me with enough of those borders to keep a space for that battery pack. And I made sure I kept my two black borders out, so that, because I wanted I wanted it to match. So after I place those, and for the most part, all of them are adhered with liquid glue, and I believe I used art glitter glue for that, because now you don't have to worry so much about, what's going to be on there. So after I place that one, then I can see how many more that I want to add. And it's completely personal preference. You just want to make sure there's enough space between that battery pack where you can press the button and your card. That's why I like using vellum with this. And she has a ton of different cards that she's done with the EZ-Lights. So as I'm getting my borders down, I just want to make sure that everything's going to line up. And you'll see me with the battery pack, like, I move it around a couple times, and that is just regular Scotch tape. I just run it on the back of my hand a couple times so it does not rip my cardstock, because I kind of want to see where I want to place those, to place my lights. So I just take, the Scotch tape and kind of lay it down. And I just kind of, at this point, I just want to see where I can put my battery pack. And as long as you can get it in there, like I did end up turning this around so that the button was easier to press. Because even I couldn't find it on there. Yep, see, and I tried to leave as much stuff as I could in there for you guys to see. Because, like I said, real life struggles. After I figure out where I want my battery to be, I will mark it with a pencil, because I want to be able to place that in the same spot. So it's, a little easier to kind of do with that pencil line. And I'm just going to take some super strong double-sided adhesive and place it on the back of my battery pack. And I do leave the backing on for right now, because once you take it off and you set that sucker down, it's not going anywhere. So if you accidentally move it, bump it, you're done. Like, as soon as it hits the paper, it wants to stick. So now that I know where I'm going to place my battery, and I believe I did turn it around, because it was just, that button was just too hard for me to even find as I was placing everything down. And that does happen. Like, you just got to find a great placement. That's why I didn't glue anything else down or adhere it down to that card base, because once it's adhered, it's so hard to get it back up. So if you've not checked out the new releases at Rabbit Hole Designs or the fan page, check them out. They're so much fun. There's so many awesome projects right now going, that are put out there. I will leave the link to the fan page below. Even if you don't have any Rabbit Hole yet, come by the fan page. Check out and see what everybody's doing. The shop I have it linked down below as well, with everything I used, including the EZ-Lights, which you can find at the Rabbit Hole Designs, or you can find at Pear Blossom Press's site. So now you guys can see where I'm putting my battery pack. And this stuff is easy to take off, but my nails are a little longer than I want them to be, so I have to use my little pokey tool. So once I get that laid down, then I'm going to place my lights kind of where I want them to be. And again, this is just personal preference. I just wanted it to light up just enough so you could tell it was a marquee sign. That's why I did the letters in that super bright neon, to kind of make them look like lights. But the foil on this card base is going to make it reflect even more. So it's going to be even brighter than if you just kind of laid them down. Now, the only thing you want to make sure of is that little yellow part. That's your light. You want to make sure that's facing up, because if not, then you're kind of defeating the purpose of putting the lights in. Like, you're not going to see them. So I tried to make sure I either put them on those little foil dots or in between them so it would reflect. And this vellum is like, I want to say it was printable vellum from Hobby Lobby. So it's not thick at all. It's thinner than I think most vellum is. But I'm just taking that Scotch tape and laying it over top of the light. And it's not going to hurt the light. I just want to make sure it doesn't move as I'm adhering my card base or my card front. So instead of using, my non-dominant hand to lay that down, you guys see me struggle a little bit. But that's okay because it's super easy to line back up. And I tried to zoom in as much as I could so you guys could see how bright these lights are. I'm also going to insert a picture at the end of it not lit up so you can kind of see the difference between the two. I did poke out all the white spaces and the A's and the P's. It's not super pretty, but that's why it's handmade. Because, it's not going to be perfect. And I'm okay with that. I love imperfection. Excuse me. So I'm just going to take my other two lights and get them adhered down so that way it will shine through that vellum and kind of light my sign up. And of course I did this the hard way. But that's why I left it in so you guys can see. I mean, it's struggle bus 101. But that's okay. That's what makes it fun. So yeah, if you guys have not checked out the Rabbit Hole Designs, check them out. Check out all the new releases. There's going to be a new release coming Monday. And it's just, it's so different, I feel like, than a lot of stamp companies. It's a little bit snarkier, which is okay. I shouldn't say snarkier. I should say sassier than most companies. But that's what makes it fun. I mean, you have to have a little bit of fun, especially right now. So I will make sure those are all linked down below. I will make sure the shop is linked. I will make sure all my products are linked. And if you guys have not subscribed yet, subscribe. Like I said, I just hit my 400 milestone, which I celebrate every milestone. If it's 400, if it's 100. I celebrated my 100 milestone with the giveaway. So 500, expect something big because it's just lets me show you guys how much I appreciate you and appreciate the time you take to watch my videos. Now this is a longer video than normal, but it's because it's an interactive card and it was a little bit of a process and I wanted you guys to see that. So after I get all my lights in place, and you'll see kind of where I put those lights to make it light up, and my eye it flew away. Because it's probably because I cut my acetate a little bit too short, but that's fine. It makes it easier to get out or pop out. So this would be fun for a kid, for a masculine card. You can change up the colors. There's so many possibilities with this set. And just have fun with it. Like, that's what we do, right? We just have fun with our supplies. So everything will be linked down below. Make sure you subscribe because, like I said, there's lots of exciting things that are coming up on this channel. It's amazing. I'm so happy that I have this creative outlet and that I can share with you guys. So if you guys have any questions, anything, just leave it in the comment section down below. I try to respond to everybody. It's just my way of connecting with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and you guys will see everything all lit up. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out the Rabbit Hole Designs, Pear Blossom Press for sure. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic week. Till next time, guys. Bye.